Come on.
They're right there!
Let's go. Move, 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 move.
This episode of Choices Not Chances podcast is sponsored by Louisiana Gun Shop, located on Highway 90 West in Broussard, Louisiana, just south of Lafayette. For more information, stay tuned at the end of this episode. This is Choices Not Chances podcast with Ryan and Matt. I'm your co-host, Matthew Charette. Sitting next to me is Ryan Rogers. Ryan.
I just told him last night, I go, it's sad, or yesterday morning when I cooked breakfast. I told him it's sad that every little thing they can find to divide our country right now, they're doing it. And it's sad, dude. It's almost to the point where you look at what we've done and the sacrifice we made, not just us, but I look more at your wife, the sacrifice she's made with the kids, way more than me and you will ever make. Because what we've done was fun.
Yeah.
You know, but what they do every day, waking up to kids, doing this, doing that, and then to have your country divided, it's like, were those sacrifices we made worth the bullshit that the country's doing right now?
Right.
It's like, and it's not just us, it's the country. It's, if they stop putting the shit on TV that they put on TV, most of the people wouldn't even care, dude. Like, we can care less. You know, because all the shit that's happening now, 60 years ago was happening, 40 years ago was happening, 30 years ago, but now you got so many fucking platforms, people can see it. And when people can see it, it drives people because
you know what's stupid though is if we were to follow the narrative from legacy media on TV right now, they would suggest that what we're doing right now can't happen.
Oh no, they wouldn't.
They don't want this to happen at all. This destroys them.
This doesn't happen, is what they tell you.
Yep.
And like in my experience, and I'm not as experienced as a lot of people, but I do travel at least up and down the East Coast and out to Louisiana a lot. I don't see what they put out on TV.
No.
I don't see it, and maybe that's my blessings for not being in the right area to see it or something, but I don't see it, and they make it seem like it's a firestorm. On legacy media. So
I thought about something last night when we were talking to Marcus Raines, and we were talking about social media and being bombarded by so much information at one time, and then the Denzel Washington, you're either underinformed or misinformed.
Yep.
Maybe you're underinformed, misinformed, or overinformed at this point.
Overinformed could be it.
With misinformation.
And people don't make their own decisions, dude.
That's the other thing.
That's what makes me mad.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't care whether you Republican, Democrat. I was like, dude, I'm not into that shit because I don't keep up with the government. I said, at the end of the day, I look at the facts, and that's how I draw my conclusions. Period.
Well, enough people don't do that. And anymore, it seems like to me that instead of having like individuality when it comes to that stuff, everything's partisan, everything's grouped up. And the bad thing is you might have an individual that's kind of on the fence, but once they get into that group mentality, they adopt the group's thinking, narrative, way of politics, whatever case may be. And then you lose that individuality, and then you're not even driving your own emotions anymore and your own thoughts. You're just adopting a group mentality, and I think that's dangerous.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
Got to fight against it. So what's new since last time we talked to you, Johnny? We had him back on several episodes ago. If you guys didn't see that, go ahead and check that out. So returning today just to kind of have a little jam sesh before heading to Saipan.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to talk a little bit about that. And first, before we get to Saipan, I wanted to get your thoughts on the Russia dilemma, on Ukraine, and also on China. But let's start on Russia since they're kind of like stacked on the border right now.
I think it's, I think war is one of those things inevitable. But I don't think we'll go to war with Russia. That's just my opinion. I just think that's one of those things that, Russia or China. I think that's one of those ones where you kind of bark a little bit, you kind of throw some strife at each other. But I think at the end of the day, you both come to a conclusion like, all right, dude, this is what we're going to do. It's two superpowers.
It's in both our best interests.
It's in both of our best interests. Let's not get a whole lot.
I guess my question wouldn't be, what do you think about us going to war with Russia? Do you think Russia invades Ukraine?
I don't think they will.
No?
Nah. I think they'll come to some type of conclusion, or some type of agreement. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, everybody knows it's like America going to war with some small country. Like, dude, come on, really?
Yeah.
Like Russia, you're a superpower. Right now, you're a bully. You know what I mean?
But they did it to Crimea a couple years ago.
They did. But I just don't think where it lies. I just don't feel like they would go with Ukraine because Ukraine's one of the ones where we're not for this, we're not for that, but we kind of welcome it's sort of like that house when you grew up, everybody could go there and eat or hang out. So if you pick on that house, then you're kind of picking on everybody around.
House.
So now you're kind of unleashing the beast on yourself from everybody else coming in. So I think if I'm in Russia right now, dude, let's go to the table. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out what we need to do. Because on the same token, Russia don't want to look like that punk that backed down either.
Yeah.
I think that's what we were talking offline is that's what I'm afraid we've gotten to. I'm afraid that a bluff turned into more.
Yeah.
A flex turned into more than a flex because now it's you got to save face because they committed and said no. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, do you look weak when you send 100,000 troops back home?
No, I think
on the world stage, or is there something to be gained there by Putin by looking like he still has some maturity and some, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. The way the world sits now, I think it's one of those things where they'll get some people way smarter than us, and they'll go in there and they'll choreograph.
We hope so.
We hope so. They'll go in there and they'll choreograph how this thing's gonna play out. They'll soup it up on the social media, and then Putin, in my opinion. It's easy to go to war if you're a superpower. It's easy to go in and destroy a country, in my eyes, just like a bully. But it's a lot harder to show that sympathy and that empathy for that country and say, I could have easily destroyed you, but I'm going to make you better in these ways. And I think if he does that, if they hype it up enough, it's a win-win for everybody. You know what I mean? They don't go to war. He doesn't look like he's a pushover. Mm-hmm. He didn't necessarily call a bluff that he didn't follow up on. Because if you look at us, I could say we threw a bluff out when you look at Afghanistan, Iraq. Oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And 20 years later, we're pulling troops out. It's like, dude, they're still fighting. Like what are we doing? So, but if you look at the way
that's kind of like where I was going to go with this, though. Like, you would hope that they would have a bunch of smart people sitting around a room and thinking shit up, and then like a backup team thinking shit up just in case. But that wasn't the case in the last situation, just 6 months ago, a few months ago. Mm-hmm. It was really messed up. And so then it's like, anyway, we don't have to get too far into it. We covered the withdrawal, of Afghanistan, I think, the last time. But
we did.
When I look at that as a last major military operation, it makes me wonder what those planners are planning and what they're thinking, so.
Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of this, too, has, if you just look at a big map, it's like, okay, do we keep our troops in Afghanistan right now with all this stuff kicking up with Russia and China? Yeah, it's a smart move. Like, let's get our guys out. And, of course, us. We got invested there. We've lost brothers there, blood there, the sacrifice we made there. So for us, we're like, oh, that is stupid. Why would we do that? But then if you look at the big picture,
don't want a 3-front war. It might be a 2-front already.
It might be a 2-front already. So where are we putting these chess pieces now? Yeah. Where are these pawns going? Where's that king at? So,
I think that's another reason that I'm more worried about an invasion of Ukraine is simply if I'm Russia and I turn the map around and I got China sitting in the South China Sea talking about Taiwan. Yeah. And I'm thinking that goes down just after the Olympics because they're not going to do it before it.
Right.
They're going to save face. Mm-hmm. And if I'm Russia, I'm waiting until that jumps off, and then I'm going to do what I want to do. Mm-hmm. And all that seems to be coming right to that ahead.
Yeah.
Right here at this time. So pretty interesting. China dilemma. I mean, same thing.
Same thing.
Who knows what's going to happen? They're going to do what they want to do, and then we're going to have to react to it.
And at the end of the day, man, I look at Russia, I look at China, I look at America, I look at Afghanistan. I look at all these countries that, at the end of the day, people are people. Mm-hmm. People, for the most part, we don't care about politics. We don't care about religion. We don't care about any of that stuff. We just want to live the dream. And whatever that dream is, it's on you. Mm-hmm. My dream is, dude, wake up every day, have a good time, hang out with my buddies, chill with my kids, and go back to sleep and wake up and do it all over again. Just have mass chaos or organized chaos. No schedule. Don't know what the hell I'm doing. Trying to work, trying to make the company money, and then that's it. That's my American dream, if you will. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, I think these countries, if you go talk to the average Russian or the average Chinese person and you ask them and you say, hey, what do you want? I just want my family to be healthy. Yeah. It ain't, oh my God, I want the country to do this, do that. A lot of people in their own countries don't have a clue what's going on. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, I think people just tired of the media, man. Just tired of people
telling them what to think.
Tell them what to think and stirring shit up, dude. Just let people be people, man. Let people live, and if you can help them be better, then help them. If not, let it go.
Yeah. We had a little jam sesh here the other night, and I had John Wayne Williams and Alex Tron, a couple of my buddies that were hitters, and At one point they ended up, they're fighting in Syria, and Alex is a sniper, and John's running, a section with some ODA guys and doing their thing. They're cutting it up. And at one point he's like, man, you could go to a bar and you see a Russian soldier drinking with the Marines. They're cutting up, having a good time. Yep. The Marines got the Russian, freezing cold, hat on, and they're chugging beers and having a great time. He's like, they don't want to kill each other, dude.
Heck no, they don't, man.
We don't want to kill each other.
No, nope.
And because I was asking him what his thoughts were about Russia. He's like, they don't want to kill us, and we don't want to kill them. And they would sit in like hide sites and watch Russian troops come down and fuck up ISIS. And then Russian troops pull off, and then American troops go down and fuck up ISIS. Do the same thing, yeah. And it's like, they're talking.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of stuff going on. Yeah. I guess one thing that also bothers me about Russia, though, is like they have a lot of mercenaries. They got the Wagner group floating around over there, and different groups. And when those groups, in the past have been able to be almost proxies for the state,
right?
So that the state has deniability, and Russia's a big contributor to that, let's say. And so that bothers me a little bit too. As far as the dynamic in the Russia dilemma. So, I don't know. More things to talk about. Let's get into Saipan. Why don't you kick into that and tell us what
Hold on, because before we get too far into this, we need to hear about Ranger School. Full, unadulterated Ranger School.
That is so
beginning to end.
I was just talking about that the other day to somebody.
Look, you know how many people I told you? Because you remember last time you kind of hinted at it. And then you told us the full story off camera, and I was like, man, he should have done that on that one. And then I told a couple people as best I could some of the details, and they were like, dude, why didn't he say it on? I was like, I don't know why he didn't say it on there.
Well, I forgot even how we started talking about it. I think you asked me, was Ranger School hard or something like that?
We were talking about that, and we were talking about, you were like, it was okay. It was hard. Like, how did it even come up? And I think you went into how you were like a E3 or an E2 or something, and you seen the poster.
Yeah, that's how I went SF.
SF, right. Yeah. So then you're already in SF, and you didn't have Ranger School.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm going to Ranger School, because as 18 Bravo, it's a weapons guy. You're the tactician on the team. So long story short, I'll try to, not to go into too much.
Don't be long story short.
Okay,
we want long story long.
Okay, so here we go. So I get the group. I think it was 1999. I get the group and sign in the group, and I'm all excited. And my team was getting ready to deploy. So we deployed to Kuwait. We get to Kuwait, and we're stuck in Kuwait for probably 6-7 months. So we're training at Emery Guard, which was the Kuwaiti Emery Guard. They were the guards for the president and the prince and all these people with too much money. Well, we're working with Jordanian special forces also. So I'm the 18 Bravo dude. I'm teaching CQB. Me and my buddy named Troy. We're teaching CQB. We're teaching shooting. We're teaching everything that's in the arsenal for these guys to protect the prince. We're teaching vehicle interdiction. If you name it, we were teaching it. So I told Troy, I said, hey, man, when I get back from Kuwait, I'm going to take my ass Ranger School. Because, as an 18 Bravo teaching that, you want the SF, the Ranger, the Airborne. You want the patches because other countries, they look at that like, oh, my God, look at this guy. He knows,
Give you a little
stuff. Yeah, it gives you a little street cred. But with us, we're like, fuck that. It costs too much to show that shit on your uniform, so be it. And so I was like, nah, dude, I got to go. So we leave Kuwait. We get back in Kuwait. And basically, the team, we didn't get screwed, but we ended up staying in Kuwait a little bit longer than what we should have. And the company knew that. So they basically gave us pretty much 45 to 50 days off. Like, whatever, dude, just check in with your team, sergeant, you good. So I go up to the S1. It's all like on a Friday. Nobody's around. And I think his name was Specialist Williams. I walk in there, young black kid. I go, hey, man, I want to go to Ranger School. He says, really? I said, yeah. I said, I've been on the website. They got a class starting on like I think it was starting on, that was on a Friday. It was starting on Sunday. And he goes, all right. Well, you sign in on Sunday. Class started on Monday. He was like, all right, cool. He's like, well, did your team try and put in school requests? I'm like, nah, dude, I just need some orders to get me down to Fort Benning, and I'll go from there.
That's all I need.
That's all I needed. That's all Johnny Glenn needs. I'm good.
Give me that and shut up.
Dude, exactly. I'm a little E6, he's an E3. Yeah, he didn't care. He's like, whatever. I was like, I got your case of beer. So this kid goes to Microsoft Office, Probably, I hope he's out of the Army now because probably still get hemmed up. But so he goes on Word.
They don't know who it is.
Yeah, I don't know who it is.
No names.
So he goes on Microsoft Word, dude, and just basically he took, Ryan Rogers' name, Johnny Glenn's name, put my social on there. The orders are pretty much the same number. All that's just the same other than name social. I got my Ranger School orders, dude. I'm out. I called Troy like, hey, dude, I'm headed down to range school. You want to try to get in this class? I'll let you know. He said, all right, bro, got you. And you know Troy, man. Troy's my right-hand man. We've done so much together, man. So I knew if anybody had my back, it'd be Troy. So, dude, I drive down to range school that Sunday. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm going to range school.
So you're on leave.
Oh, yeah.
Post-deployment, basically. And you're like,
I'm signing out Friday. I signed out Friday, as a matter of fact.
You're like, bet, I'm going to school on my leave.
I'm going to range school on my leave without orders. Let's go do this. So, dude, I drive down to range school, get down there late Saturday night, got to sign in on Sunday. And the only reason why I got caught, I'll try to sum this up at the end. No, I'll go ahead and say it now. Reason why I got caught, back in the day, you know, we had our government credit cards, you know. And guys, I hope the government don't get crazy about this, but guys don't always use their card the way it's supposed to be. Me included. So if you're on a deployment, your card is open to do whatever you want. As long as you pay that bill, no red flags go up, nobody cares. You know, dude, I went to Walmart, forgot my credit card, got my government credit card, or as an E6, you live in check to check. You know you get paid in 3 days. If it's the 30, you
It'd
get
be
paid.
paid.
I'll pay it. It's only $80, dude. I need some steak and some drinks. Guys are coming up on Saturday. You swipe your government credit card, no problem. Well, back then we had these guys that started taking advantage of it. Instead of guys using it when they needed emergency diapers or whatever, guys were building like sheds in their backyard. Which you want to build a shed, that's fine, dude. But pay your bill. Don't get everybody else jacked
Hemmed up, yeah.
That's it. So some guy didn't pay his bill, dude. Commander got called up. Commander's looking at it like, now he's getting spotted because he's the commander.
Yep.
Your
Right.
troops are using their credit card when they shouldn't.
Do a full scrub.
Exactly. So now, dude, he's wrenching down, right? Well, lo and behold, that first couple weeks range school, nothing. Month went by 30 days. Now I'm on the 30-day hit list for a $62 hotel bill. I was like,
For the one day before you
for the
checked
one day
in.
before I checked in, dude. I could have slept in my truck if I knew what I knew then now. You know? It's like, son of a... So after about
It wouldn't have been as good of a story.
I know, that's true, dude. Because after about the 30th day, about the 45th day, when after them month and a half, now I'm coming up on the commander's blog like, hey, dude, Johnny Glenn needs to pay his bills on $62, but he's getting hit up. So my team sergeant at the time, he's getting all the hate mail, like, and he told Troy, hey, somebody call Johnny and tell Johnny to pay this damn bill. Because at this point, people are still on leave. They're making phone calls. Hey, I'm good, team sergeant, okay, whatever. Some guys went in and did PT. I didn't, you know, of course, I'm down in Florida for these. Now I'm
No,
trying
you're PTing.
Get,
You're
I'm,
going in.
yeah, I'm PTing, dude. I'm trying to get done ranger school, and dude, lo and behold, man, my team sergeant got that shit, and he told Troy, and Troy's like, you know, da da da. He kind of, and Troy covered me. He did good. By the 50th day, the team sergeant's like, hey, why haven't Johnny paid his bill? Tell him to put a receipt on my desk. Now Troy's like, all right, dude, hey, let me go ahead and
Time's up.
yeah, it's time's up because team sergeant's like, hey, I tried to call Johnny, not getting him. I called his wife, not getting her. You know what's going on with Johnny? So now it's about to be an all APB out on Johnny Glenn. So he's like, hey, about that, Johnny Glenn's actually da-da-da. He's like, he's where? And my team sergeant, good dude, man, great dude at the time, and initials VC, because he's still doing some good stuff. But anyways, he called down to Florida, man, talked to the R's down there, like, what the hell is Johnny? I need to talk to Johnny Glenn right now. And he calls me up. He's like, hey, where are you at? And of course, me, I'm like, where'd you call? And he goes,
Yeah, because it's not like you're on the cell phone.
exactly. He goes, 9 to time, Johnny. I was like, oh shit, this for real. You know, shit just got real. I just went from E6 to E1. Roger, sorry. You know, I'm at parade rest on the phone. Like, yes, sir, sorry. He's like, what the hell are you doing at range school? I was like, well, I told everybody I wanted to go to range school.
Ain't nobody
He's
listening.
like, I was like, ain't nobody listening. You know, he's like, you can't take it upon yourself to do what the fuck you want to do and go to range school. He's like, you know, we're about to have you AWOL right now. I was like, no, I'm not AWOL. I'm down in Florida phase. He goes, I know where you're at. And I'm like,
I got orders.
yeah, I got orders, dude. And lo and behold, he's like, hey, you better graduate because the whole command's coming. I was like, oh shit. So, dude, I hung that phone up, and I won't ever get it. My R at the time, he actually ended up going to SF. He's the one of the guys that actually got me into Ranger School, man. Last name was Thompson. And I think I said this last time. Thompson, if you're watching this, dude, fucking get in touch with me.
Right.
Great RI, man. Tall, skinny guy, dude. Had real sharp features. And at Benning phase, when we were signing in, I won't ever forget it. He goes, hey, Ranger, where you coming from? I go, Fort Bragg. He goes, you Green Beret? I said, Roger. He said, what MOS? He leaned in. He goes, what MOS? I said, 18 Bravo. He goes, hey, man, they sent me this big blue book because you got this big blue book with all the weapon stuff. I remember I looked at him. I go, hey, dude, if you can get me in this class, I can take everything in that book, and I got a buddy at the course, which I didn't have a buddy, but hell, he didn't know that. And he goes, well, hey, going over there with everybody else, because, dude, I'm the only Ranger standing there by myself with my bags, dude, just orders in hand. I'm the only guy they didn't call off the list, and I was like, fuck me, dude. And so when he came over there, he's like, hey, man, we ain't got you nowhere on, back then it was the ATARS list.
Incoming.
Yeah, we got you nowhere on the incoming ATARS list, dude. No order number. Like, let me see your orders. I'm like, fuck, I hand him my orders. He's looking at me, he's like, well, damn, dude, you got orders, but you're nowhere on the ATARs list. Of course, I'm sitting there and I say, fucking group, dude. I go, man, they don't ever do paperwork right, dude. I guess they're screaming. And of course, he's like, hey, man, go over there. I'll get it taken care of. He says, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to fail the PT test. He said, if you get in, we'll get your paperwork straightened out later.
And you were like, PT's my forte.
Oh, dude, PT's my thing. I'm like, hell yeah, I ain't following no PT test. Mm-hmm. Dude, I got over there, and it's crazy because one of my buddy at the time, Tim B, he was going to Ranger School. He failed a run, but he had legit orders. He because when I got there, he goes, damn, dude, I didn't know you was coming to this class. I didn't either, man. They got me a last minute order. He's like, oh, cool. Well, he
Johnny
failed.
motherfucking Glenn got last minute orders for himself.
And he fucking, dude, he passed out on a PT test because you run down, and then you turn around and you come back. And me, dude, now at this point, I'm like, I'm going to be the great guy, dude. I'm a good runner, but I'm not going out there and I'm going to be a great guy. So, dude, I stayed middle of the pack. I made the turn. And when I made the turn, I see Timmy. I'm like, damn, Timmy's hauling ass. I'm running. And then, dude, about a half mile up the road, I see everybody's like looking at this guy in the ditch. I'm running. I see Timmy. I'm like, ooh, that ain't good. I'm like, that ain't good. So I keep running. I finished the run. I think I did it in like 13 minutes, you know. So I'm like, all right, dude, I passed the run, passed PT test. And I was like, all right, we're good to go. So now we go back up there, and dude, I think we lost probably 50, 60 dudes off the PT test.
Out of how many starting?
It was probably a couple hundred.
Oh, wow.
But a lot of that, dude, and no offense, I think ours are very professional. I ain't going to throw them on the bus. But like any other organization, dude, you always got tap protectors. Mm-hmm. I remember I was doing pull-ups, dude, and I'd pull up, you hold, you released. You're supposed to do 6 of those or 7. How many of it is? RANGER. Okay, 6. You're supposed to do 6 fucking, I'm still that dumb ranger. You're supposed to do 6 pull-ups. And dude, I bet you I did 15, man. Because ours just being a dick. I'd go down and go up, and I'm like, come down 1, up, come down 1. I'm like, all right, dude.
They do the same thing at our
Yeah, I'm like, dude, we can play this game all day long. Let's do it, dude. And so once he told me, all right, recover Ranger, I dropped. I was like, all right, thank God, I'm in. And then after that, dude, I got into Ranger School, and that was basically how I got in there. And then when I graduated, man, I remember that day of graduation, I had Sergeant Major, Group Sergeant Major, everybody up there, man.
Well, hang on. Did you highlight yourself for how well you did, too?
I did, dude. So the commandant of the school at the time, it was me and an E4. I'm trying to remember his name. It started with an L. He actually was the honor grad. Mm-hmm. Well, me and him were neck to neck in honor grad, basically. And when they called us in, this was right at the top of my team starting. He was like, hey, man, you peered 99%. I think I had 13 positive spot report, one negative spot report because I gave away my Skittles. I gave away my main meal for a bag of Skittles. You know I love sweets. And the R wrote me a negative spot report, which I thought was stupid. I'm like, come on, dude, it's my body, you know. That's not taking care of yourself. So I had to sign a little pink slip. I'm like, get out of here, dude. But anyways, so at fucking
for some Skittles,
dude, exactly. So when we were sitting there, man, I remember the commander's like, hey, you know, we got both of you guys, you know, da-da-da-da-da. So they're going to do like a board. I'm like, dude, I'm not doing a fucking board, man. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, hey, sir, I'm an E6, getting ready to be on the E7 list. I was like, this kid at E4, he needs his career, you know, to flourish. I'm good. I'm going to make E7. I'm going to.
You're in the group already?
Yeah, dude, I'm in group. I've been in the Army 5 years. I'm an E6 promotable. I'm going to make E7 on the next list, which I did. So I'm E7 and 7. And I'm like, I do not need any more flack. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, motherfucker, you came to Ranger School. No orders. The group's coming down here. Your ass finna get hemmed up. I don't care what you are. So I didn't want any more attention. All I want was give me my tab, dude. Let me go get in my car. So that next day, man, it was graduation, or 2 days prior. We getting ready to graduate. We're in the little formation graduation. They do the whole Ranger thing, dude. They come down, all the Puga stick fighting. They do this big demonstration for civilians, and they're just like, oh, and I'm sitting there like, get this shit over with. You know, I got the group command, dude, or most of the group command. I got my team sergeant. And
you can see them now, huh?
Oh, yeah, dude. And they're in uniform, so now this makes it even worse. I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, oh, yeah, Jangling, you about to get it. So, dude, we graduate. They say, you know, your new Ranger's done. My dad pinned it on. My ex-wife was standing there, and they pinned everything on. And here they come straight down, dude. It looked like they rehearsed. Getting up, standing up, turning and marching. I'm like, oh, shit, dude, I'm sweating. And now they're coming out in the first round, walk around. They're shaking hands, you know, like, hey, congratulations, new Rangers of the new Ranger Regiment. Da, 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 da. Here they come beelining at me, dude. And I'm seeing them, but not seeing them. You know, like, I see them, but I don't want to see them. Like, I'm turning.
Like out of the periph?
Yeah, out of periph. I see them like, oh, no, they coming. I'm like, fuck. Right when I went to go turn, man, they got close. My commander, my sergeant major at the time, had went to one of the schools, like IOBC or something, with the commandant at the time.
Of Ranger School.
Of Ranger School, dude. And he shook hands and he's like, hey, you know, is Johnny one of yours? Like, yeah, Johnny one of our up and coming. And my sergeant major at the time was a short biker looking dude. Dude, I remember he grabbed my hand, bro, and he was squeezing my hand. I was just fading. I'm just like, he ain't got no energy, dude. I'm like probably 20 pounds light. I look like a little Ethiopian, dude. I'm just like, face all sunken in, dude. He's squeezing my hand. I'm just like, shit, dude. I'm fading fast. And he was like, yeah, Johnny's one of our up and problems, and he's just squeezing the hell out of my arm. He was like, I'm just fading. And then he goes, yeah, let me tell you what it did. And then my team started standing behind. Sergeant Major finally turned loose my hand. And the sergeant major of the school was walking up, or maybe he was just at the graduation. He knew my sergeant major. They went to the Smash school together.
Oh, boy.
So, dude, they shook hands, and they were like, yeah, Johnny, da-da-da-da. I was like, thank God. My team sergeant in the background, he's like, the fuck out of here. You need to go. So, dude, I won't ever get it, man. I'm like, I slid out of there. I go run, jump in my car. I won't ever get it. We had a 1999 or 2000 Xterra, 6-speed. Mm-hmm. And the X at the time couldn't drive. Well, leaving on a Ranger, it's a deep hill that goes up because it's down in a bowl where they graduate, so the sound. And I remember I was like, hey, I'll get it out here and then you can drive. And they just said in the briefing, no driving for, I think it was like 72 hours. You need to slowly ease yourself back into it because you hadn't slept.
Right.
So what does Johnny motherfucking Glenn do? I'm driving up the hill, dude. I look left, look right, nothing's coming. The car in front of me, which I'm going to blame him. If he's watching this, he remember it. It was a state trooper in front of me. Nothing was coming left or right, dude. He should have went, but he didn't. And you anticipate this guy's moving. So as a stick, I didn't want to roll back. So I'm just kind of creeping. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go left. We're going left. He had his right blinker on, but didn't go, dude. And I bumped him. Bam. Like, fuck me, dude. He gets out. Big, tall state trooper, man. He was an ex-Ranger. Real nice guy. He walks back there. He looks at me. He see the tab because they just pin on the
lapel pin
or
whatever.
Yeah, they lapel pin it, but it's just a cloth one, the black and yellow one that you wore on your Class A's. He sees it, and he looks at me and goes, why the fuck are you, what did they just tell you about driving, Ranger? I looked at him, I go, well, she can't drive on the hill, and I was just trying to get her out of here. And she's sitting there, she's like, I can't pull up the hill, you trying to get me off the hill? He goes, get her off the hill, Ranger, and get the hell from behind the wheel of that car before you kill somebody. I was like, roger that, sir, I appreciate it. He shook my hand, he's like, congratulations, real nice cop, man, super nice state trooper, man. He shook my hand, he's like, congratulations, he hugged me. He's like, welcome to the regiment. Now get her off the hill and get behind the wheel of that car.
Go to sleep.
Yeah, go to sleep. So then, dude, we drove to my mom and dad's. We spent the night there in Georgia. We drove back Sunday afternoon. I'll never forget it. Monday morning at 5 o'clock. Grabbed my lawnmower. Dude, I had gas, lawnmower, weed eater, everything you think of. At 5:30, bro, I was cutting the grass up at the battalion, cutting the grass. Sergeant Major walked right by me, dude. Didn't even look at me. He just walked right by me like, motherfucker. Commander walked right by me. I think I cut grass till about 10, 11 o'clock. Went down to the company. Next day, same thing, dude. I did that shit to Friday, bro. Nobody really comes to work on Friday, but everybody came in that Friday for whatever reason. Well, not everybody, but the Sergeant Major Commander did.
No, they knew what they were doing.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I'm out there pulling weeds with tweezers, bro. I'm talking cleanest that place ever been. And they had like a landscaping crew that used to come around. Dude, I had that place immaculate, bro. I'm cutting flowers, dude. It was immaculate.
Like, you better put these guys out of job.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. My commander's probably like, hey, Johnny, we're going to hire you. You get the contract. These guys are fired. So Friday morning, dude, my commander or Sergeant Major Commander come in. They come in about 7 o'clock on Friday. I'm already there. I'm sweeping up the sidewalks now, dude. I done pressure washed. Dude, I got shit looking good. I'm tidying the place up. And then my Sergeant Major pulls in, and he's just like, they're walking out. It's about 10:30. Either they're going to lunch or leaving for the day. He goes, hey, Johnny, come. He says, hey, Glenn, come here. I walked over there. I said, yes, Sergeant Major. I get it parade rest. He goes, what the fuck were you thinking? I'm looking around like, at this point, the whole order thing is all over my head. I'm like, well, what do you mean, Sergeant Major? He goes, you don't go to a fucking school because you want to go. We got a process here. It's called you come through me. We put you on an ATARS list. You get orders. You go to school. That's how that fucking works. You understand what I'm saying? I was Roger, Sergeant Major. He's like, what in the fuck gave you the permission or he said audacity because I remember I was like, what the fuck does that word mean? He was like, I was like, Sergeant Major pulling out big words, He's like, what gave you the audacity to go down to Ranger School, because you felt like you wanted to go?
I don't know what audacity means.
That's like, in my head, I was like, I have no idea what audacity means, but I'm like, well, Sergeant Major, I've been telling people I wanted to go, so that's why I went, because that just sounded like the coolest answer with the big-ass word audacity. I'm like, shit, Sergeant Major, I told everybody I wanted to go. I told my team sergeant, he said I was going to go, and then I said every time I was getting ready to go, it was deployment. And every deployment I go on, Sergeant Major, it's all, they want tactics, they want shooting. So I can never get out of deployment. Me and Troy always is on deployment. And then, dude, he went off a couple more times about orders and, you just don't do what the fuck you want to do. And, dude, he's just going on like, Roger, Sergeant Major. And then he's like, get the fuck out of here. I don't even want to see you no more. Just get your shit, get the fuck out of here. Roger, Sergeant Major. Dude, I made a left turn, bro. All I saw was the company down that way about a quarter of a mile. And I beeline that motherfucker running wide open. And and the sergeant major let me get halfway to the company, dude, before he yells, Johnny! I turn around. Yes, sergeant major. He said, get this shit off of my grass. I said, why, sergeant major? I run back over to the dude, and I'm so like at this point, like I'm done now. You know, like, hey, I'm done, dude. He just pretty much relieved me of my command. You can kiss my ass. I ain't cutting more grass. Time to get back to the team. So, dude, I remember I won't ever forget. I got my lawnmower. I got the gas jug on top of the lawnmower. The weed eater on my shoulder. I got these snips hanging around my damn arm. I'm carrying all this shit looking like a gypsy, dude. Just pushing. Jackass,
to the company?
I'm going to the company. My truck's literally 50 yards that way in the parking lot. But fuck that, dude. I'm getting to the company. So I'm starting to grab my shit. I'm not even thinking about my truck at this point. I'm just trying to get to the company.
Get away from there.
I pushed all this shit to the company, dude. Dropped this shit to the company. I won't ever forget. I walked up into the company, and the guys in the B team, because the B team is right there when you walk in the company. They're like, hey, what's up, Johnny? I was like, not much, bro. Nah, I'm just, barrel chested. I'm still a killer. I kicked the king room door open. I remember I walked in, and we had 2 stairs. Like, you walk up, and the balcony was all the desks at. And I remember my team sergeant. He heard the door open, like, who the fuck is that kicking the door? He looked down there. He goes, the fuck are you doing, Johnny? I was like, nothing. He goes, well, what did sergeant major say? I looked up. I won't ever forget it. I looked up at him. I go, what do you mean what he say? I'm Johnny Glenn. He knows better. He told me the fucking great job, get the fuck out of here is what he told me. What do you thought he was going to say to me? He's like, yeah, whatever. So what did he really say? I was like, he told me to get my shit and get the hell out of there. Yeah, dude. But the sergeant major, I will say this. When I went back to get my lawnmower shit, he goes, hey, come here. I walked over. He said, let me tell you something. He said, great initiative. He said, I love the initiative. He said, you're going to be a great guy to the regiment one day. He goes, be smarter. I was Roger, sergeant major. And then as I'm walking off, he says, hey. I was, yes, sergeant major. He says, that's going to make a kick-ass story one day. And that was it, dude. And that was my punishment, man. I cut awesome. Grass for about a week, dude, and walked in the team room talking shit. I was like, after that, dude, you can tell me nothing. I'm like, I do what I want to do on this motherfucker. It's my house. Sergeant major knows. but when he came around, I shut up. Yes, sergeant major. But when you leave, I'll be like, y'all know that sergeant major's scared of me, right? They're like, yeah, whatever, Johnny, so. But yeah, dude, and after that, dude, it just kind of, my whole career, man, just kind of, fell into place, dude. Just always right place, wrong time, or right place, right time. It just always, I don't know, it always worked itself out, man.
It happens.
Yeah, it does, man. I can't say nothing about it. I was lucky, dude.
Yeah. And now it's happening again with the Saipan thing.
It is, dude.
Talk about falling into that.
Oh, yeah, dude. So Saipan, basically, we'll switch gears. My buddy, Alan Williams, Keith David used to be in charge of Task Force Dagger, which is a nonprofit organization. You know the deal. Nonprofit organization for soft guys. And they do great stuff around the world. Definitely for soft guys, whether, whoever, you're soft guy, you can go there and they'll help you out. So they was doing a dive thing, which is called Dagger Dive. So they do a dive where they'll take your family members or a soft guy, if you're injured or whatever, they'll take your family members down to Key West and they get dive certified. It's a week of beautiful diving in Key West, all expense paid trip. And so I went back, I can't even remember when I went. It was years ago I went. But I got my son certified, my ex got certified. They got certified to be divers and stuff. And we went through NAVI at the time to get certified. And then came back, and a few years later, they linked up with FPAN, which is Florida Public Archaeology Network, and ECU. Mm-hmm. A lady by the name of Jen there at ECU, she was running this thing about, hey, let's go look for World War II veterans, pilots, see if we can find them and bring them home. And it started up a few years back, man. So the first trip we went over there, they were like, well, how can we get free divers or free workers, free labor? And, of course, Task Force Dagger's like, I can get them for you. I know a whole bunch of them, And, what guy, soft guy, is going to turn down the fact of something that's bigger to you to bring a loved one home to close that chapter and the people that are left behind, Because at the end of the day, I look at us being fortunate, to survive and not make that ultimate sacrifice. Mm-hmm, right. But for the guys that did, for the most part, during our war, we brought them home, we gave them a proper burial, and their family had closure. Mm-hmm. So when they called me up about doing it, I didn't even hesitate. I'm like, hey, when do I show up? Bet. How much I got to pay? I'm going to pick up some cans. I'm going to go rob a couple of people, but I'll be there, So they're like, no, Johnny, you ain't got to rob nobody. You ain't got to pick up no pecans. You're good. You got to pick up. Whoa. It's all expense paid. You're good. We just need the labor. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. So, and then Keith David, he kind of resigned as being a Task Force Dagger guy. My old team sergeant, Alan Williams, he's the president, or the president of Task Force Dagger now, the chairman. Mm-hmm. So Alan went, the first year I went, man, me and him was roommates. We were on the team together, fought in multiple combat tours together. So it just kind of fell into place, man. And Alan called me up like, hey, we're going back. You coming? I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going. Let's do it. So now, man, you know, with ECU and FPAN and some other organizations that are donating, because I think this is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They're donating, dude, and now we're going back over, and hopefully we're going to be able to do what we need to do to bring loved ones home, you know, and just have that closure in their lives, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I know it was a long time ago, but I think the biggest takeaway for me is the fact that I think this is bigger than all of us, you know,
Mm-hmm.
on what we've accomplished, any battle I've ever fought. I think that's bigger than the fact that now their family members can lay them to rest. You know, like, hey, they're not wondering anymore. Because I know my family would be like, hey, he's still alive. He's still alive. Because you got that hope, you know. He's alive. He's alive. And, you know, if the guys aren't alive, we find them, then I think that's great. We bring them
Well,
home.
it does a lot of things for the family to get that closure.
Oh, yeah, it does, brother. It does, yeah. And it's touching just to be a part of it, man.
Oh,
Just
man.
oh, my God, dude.
That's awesome. I'd love to get you on the backside of this.
I will, dude.
Absolutely.
I definitely will.
And,
I'll get a ton of pictures and stuff for you guys, too, man.
Get some pics and
Yeah,
and then
videos.
You know,
Awesome.
we can even detail the stories if we can figure out who
Heck yeah.
we've recovered or
That'd
who
be
you guys
awesome.
have
Yeah, yeah.
recovered. And I'm not talking about you in general. I'll highlight the whole effort if we can put that together.
They'd be more
afterwards.
than happy to, dude. More than happy to.
Yeah. Anybody listening to this too? We're still trying to get a hold of David Goggins, do a runoff race with Johnny Glenn on the concrete.
Let's do it.
For charity. So Goggins, if you see this, please get up with me. If anybody that knows Goggins, get up with him. Get up with me. We'll do a charity run with Johnny. And
I like it. Donate all the proceeds to veterans or whatever organization you
pick a
come up
couple
to.
and
I like it. Yeah.
flood it out. Yeah, we'll set it up. Hopefully, we can get in touch with him.
And just to make it easier for him, I'll let him pick out the events and what he want to do. You know, everybody knows them Green Berets are a little stronger, tougher. We're the quiet professionals. So if you're watching this, Dave, I've never met him, but you know, hey, Seal on the Green Beret, I know who I'm betting on. I'm just throwing it out there. So you know, let's get it done.
We
you
got
know.
to make it happen.
You know, Johnny fucking Glenn ain't gonna back down. So let's do it. You know.
You about to do a big one coming up, or you just did a big one?
I did my buddies called me out. Will Clark, thanks. He called me out, and they called me out, and Damien, they called me out to go do a 50K a few months ago. Pilot Mountain Run.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best runs, but worst runs I ever had. I don't know if I told you that story. That's a great story. If you want me to tell you about it, I'll tell you. But I'm doing a 100-mile in March, so I'm going to Saipan, probably leave Saipan a couple of days early, so I can come back and do this 100-mile because they kind of dared me to. You know, they were like, hey, you better train for this 100-mile. I'm like, dude, Johnny Glenn don't train. I wake up, I eat, and I go run. Pretty simple.
Well, sweet. I'm trying to set up a team, a choices, not chances team to go to a Spartan run in Charlotte, and I think it's in July.
How far?
It's short. It's one of the short endurance obstacles, like maybe 5 or 10K, but it's got like 20 or 40 obstacles.
Let me know, dude.
You
I'll do
know,
it.
we're not going there to break no records, but we're going there for camaraderie.
I got
Probably
you.
wear some shirts and try to get the word out, because that's kind of the warrior class, in my
I'm there,
opinion.
man.
Like even the civilians that do it,
Heck yeah.
that's warrior class minded people.
So there you go, Dave. We'll throw some Marines in there, throw a Green Beret in there, and throw a SEAL in there. You know what I mean? So
boom, do it.
there you go. Boom, done.
Done. We'll
Done.
figure it out.
I ain't doing no mud run.
Yeah.
No, well, you can.
I already got that. I already got that medal and
Got that
shirt at the
t-shirt.
house.
Yeah, that
So-
was it.
So the 50K, real
Yeah, tell
quick.
me, tell me.
I'm gonna hit this one. You like this?
All right.
Johnny Glenn, there I go, take off. Right? Then, I was 10 minutes late, about 5 minutes late getting there.
Imagine that.
Exactly. So I jump out of my truck. Dude, I'm running to this 50K race that's about to start. Like, you about to run 32 miles. Why are you running across the parking lot, sprinting, trying to get there?
Getting warmed up.
I'm getting warmed up, yeah. So I get up to the race. We take off. My buddy Will and Damien were there. And Damien's still in third group. But they kind of coerced me into doing this run. Like, Johnny Glenn's scared. Just say he's scared. I'm like, I'll be there, dude. What time we get there? One of y'all pay my entry fee and I'm there. You know, I'm broke. I got 3 kids, child support, and a dog and 4 horses. So I'm trying to get there. They're like, hey, we paid your spot. You going to show up? I'm like, yeah, dude, I'll be there. Overslept that morning. Got there. Running to the race. Dude, I'm hurting. And I throw my keys to some lady I don't even know. I'm like, hey, hang on to these. She's kind of cute. Hang on to these. She caught my keys. Like, who the fuck is this dude? You know, like, she put my keys at the table, luckily. But anyways, so I'm running, dude. I get about 12 miles in this run. And of course, you know, I don't prep for nothing, dude, which I've never. And it kind of sucks because I'm running up and I'm like, what the fuck are all these people wearing? Like, dude, they got backpacks and running things on. I'm like, the fuck are they wearing all this shit for? Like, dude, it's 30 miles. Let's get it. 12 miles into it, dude. I'm just like, fuck, man, I need some food, dude. Like, I'm hurting. I'm running. I'm like, wait, come back. Chassis is going down, fading. Check up my pulse. Well, anyways, I stopped. They had a lot of stations set up. Well, I stopped to eat at this one station. They had some, I'll never get it, peanut butter chocolate Rice Krispie treats.
Okay.
Cut in squares, all some other stuff. I'm about at the 12, 13 mile mark, maybe 14 mile mark. I can't remember exactly what mile it was. So I grabbed one of these squares, man. I grabbed a square and then some chips. I eat this square real quick, don my chips real quick, and I'm like, all right, let me get back onto it. Because Damien and Wheeler right now, they're behind me. So I'm like, if nothing else, you're not beating me, dude. If nobody else I don't give a damn if the 80-year-old guy
You ain't beat me.
in a wheelchair, scooter, gas operator beat me. You ain't beat me. So, dude, we get to that. So, dude, check this out. I eat this, right? Drink my water, and I take off. I'm like, all right, let's get it. So now I'm carrying a water bottle, which I'm like, what the fuck can I bring? Wear a belt or something? You idiot. So I'm running, dude. I got my water bottle. Dude, I ran for about 45 minutes, bro. All of a sudden, shit got quiet. I mean, real quiet. What the fuck going on? I'm running. And I can hear myself running. Now I'm going up the mountain by myself. I'm like, damn, dude, I done ran out from everybody. And it's so spread out that, and they got the thing all taped off. I'm like, fuck, dude, where is everybody? I'm like by myself, a little chilly.
You go the wrong way.
Wind's blowing. No, I'm going the right way. Wind's blowing. Gets better, dude. I'm looking. I see the trees, but I don't hear nothing. I'm a big bow hunter, so I'm looking for deer. I'm looking for signs running and shit. And I'm like, why the fuck don't I hear nothing? Then all of a sudden, dude, about 10, 15 minutes pass, I start hearing footsteps, and I move over the side of the road. I'm like, hey, look, excuse me. Because, when you're running trails, like, you let people pass. After about the fourth person that wasn't there, dude, and I'm moving over, I'm like, the fuck is going on? So I stop. I start scratching my head. I'm like, dude, something ain't right, man. I can't hear nothing, dude, but I can hear my heart just do, 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 do. But it's not beating hard, but I can hear it. I'm like, hold up, dude. So I call Brian Lowen. You know Brian.
Yeah.
I go, Brian, what's up, brother? He said, what's up, John? I said, hey, dude, I'm running this 50K race on Pilot Mountain. Dude, I can see fine, but I can't hear nothing, and I'm hearing footsteps. I said, I think I'm fucking hallucinating. I go, I'm calling because if I go down, dude, just, like, this is where I'm at. I'm on the top of the mountain. This is what I can see. Mm. He goes, what'd you eat, dude? I said, I ate some Rice Krispie treats. And Brian starts laughing, dude. He goes, I bet you those fuckers was laced. I said, you think so? He's like, yeah, dude. He said, I bet you they cooked the Rice Krispie treats. They had some for themselves and some for the runners, and they brought their own batch. He goes, tell me exactly what you're feeling. I do. My hands are clammy. Everything's quiet. And my heart rate is not beating fast, but I hear it, and it sounds like it's beating like a motherfucker. But I can't hear nothing. And, dude, he's on the phone cracking up. He's like, many times I tried to get Johnny Glenn high for his injuries. You wouldn't take it. And he goes, how does your body feel?
I don't feel nothing.
Exactly, dude. It didn't dawn on me, dude. My knee wasn't hurting. My lower back, nothing was hurting that normally hurts. Mm-hmm. I was like, funny you say that, dude, because nothing's hurting. And he goes, hey, dude, you just need to eat something, get some food into you. He goes, are you hungry? I go, I'm hungry as fuck, dude. He goes, get some food in you. He goes, don't try to run, dude, because everything, like I wasn't dizzy, dude, but I just wasn't, I didn't have Johnny Glenn control. Right. I wasn't right, dude. Yeah. I knew I wasn't right. So, dude, I get to the top. I'm at cresting the top now. Now I'm walking out, and I see you can see at the bottom, which is still another 2 miles, but you can see where another booth table and all this shit set up. So I'm talking to Brian. Hey, man, I see a booth set up. I see the table. I'm like, oh, sorry. So now I move over to let these people cross by again, dude. Nobody's there. I'm like, what the fuck? I go, hey, dude, why do I keep hearing footsteps? He goes, bro, that's normal, man. You're just hallucinating. Just get onto the bottom and eat as much as you can. Just get some food in you. Preferably get some salt in you. I'm like, all right, cool. I get down there, dude. I won't ever forget. They had this cute little girl, man. Not girl. She was a woman. If I'd have been in my right mind, I probably would have tried to talk to her. But, dude, they had cups of bacon. Cups of bacon. So I go, Ryan, they got bacon. They got trail mix and some other shit. He goes, well, don't eat Rice Krispie treats. I got no shit, dude. So I won't ever get it, dude. I started grabbing these cups of bacon. I'm at the end of the table, dude, just eating the hell out of this bacon. I bet you I ate 8 of them. And the lady goes, you like bacon, don't you? I was like, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to be greedy. She's like, oh, no. You ran 20 miles already? Because I think I was at 20-mile mark. She said, eat as much as you like. Dude, I eat so much bacon. Every day I burp for 3 days, I taste bacon. I'm like, fuck me, dude. So I ate all this bacon. I drank some water. And Brian goes, hey, give it about 10, 15 minutes, dude. You should start to feel a little better. Just keep moving. So I kept walking. Dude, he was spot on, man. After about 20 minutes, dude, I could feel sound coming back. My body felt like it was kind of like, I don't know if it was coming off a high because I've never been high, but it was slowly starting to
even out.
Yeah, it started to feel right, dude. Like, okay, I feel good. And then I noticed my knee back still wasn't hurting, dude. I'm like, holy shit, dude. Knee's not hurting, back's not hurting. Like, whatever it was I ate was on point, dude. So after about 30, 45 minutes, dude, I slowly started to jog a little bit. I called Brian back. He goes, how you feel? Dude, I feel pretty fucking good, dude. I was like, I can hear a little bit better now. I can't hear my heart beat no more. That's what scared me, dude. Because everything just went silent, but I could hear boom, 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 boom. And then it would slow down and speed up. And I'm like, my heart shouldn't be beating that fast. I hadn't ran that far. I was like, what the fuck? But then once I couldn't hear my heartbeat, now I'm like, all right, dude, I'm good. Not having a heart attack. I ain't going down this fucking mountain. And, dude, once everything subsided, bro, I stepped it out. I'm like, oh, yeah, let's finish this motherfucker. And I did it in like 6 hours, 57 minutes.
You beat your buddies?
Oh, yeah. Dude, I was damn near back home 2-hour drive before they even got done. I called them up. I'm like, hey.
Part of it.
Yeah, and they're pretty good runners, too. I mean, Damien's a real good runner. Will's a good runner. But I think we're all off that day. But I called them like, hey, at this table, dude, I think it was
Don't eat the Rice Krispie
That's what I told them. I
treats.
go, do not ask them. Dude. I said, do not eat the Rice Krispie treat there. And Will tells me, they called me up freaking out. They were like, dude, you were freaking the fuck out. What the hell was going on? I go, bro, I had no idea what was going on with my body, man. I thought I was going to die on top of that mountain. I'm like, yep, this is how it ends. I'm like, fucking, I thought it was a heart attack. Because everything just got quiet, dude. I can just hear my heart sound like a damn drum, dude. Just beating hard as hell, dude.
Got the old womp womps.
Yeah, so I called Brian, man. He's like, dude, that's just hot, man. You're good, dude. I was like, he was all calm about it.
Isn't that like a felony?
I don't know, dude.
It should be.
It should be, but I don't think they knew. I honestly think, like, if the people watching this that ran that race, I bet you they didn't know, dude. They probably just messed up, dude. Because Brian's exact words were, hey, dude, I make my own treats because he's out in Colorado. He said, make my own treats. I'm not giving them motherfuckers away, Johnny.
Yeah, that's not
He's
like
like,
a charitable
he's like,
gift.
that's not a charitable gift, dude. He's like, they probably just made them all because they were making a batch
mixed up.
and got them mixed up, dude. I was like, but they got me, dude.
Yeah.
But after
One
that,
way or
I told,
another.
yeah, but I told Brian, I was like, hey, you out in Colorado, dude? Send me some shit, dude. Make me feel like I don't want that feeling of hearing my heartbeat.
I don't want to feel my knee in my back, though.
Yeah, but I didn't want to feel my knee in my back, dude, because that's the first time I hadn't felt my knee in my back in 10 years, dude. I'm talking, I was moving out, dude, like, holy fuck, dude. I don't feel
Interessante.
my knee on my back. I know, and I'm like, let's get this. I'm like, how do I get this? Dude,
man.
so.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, man, we've been going at it. I appreciate you coming out again.
Too easy,
as
man, too
always, it's always a fun time, and I
Heck
always
yeah.
laugh so hard that my cheekbones
Right.
feel like they're sore.
Oh,
So
yeah.
always good. Hey, guys, if you took anything away from this, if you like the channel, hit that subscribe button, share it out to your friends, and as always, we appreciate you coming out. Johnny, appreciate you, man.
Always, brother. Appreciate you guys, man. Keep doing what
Really
you're
do
doing.
appreciate it.
I do too, brother. Doing what you're doing, brother.
All right, guys, till next time.
Thanks.
Louisiana Gun Shop, your firearm headquarters, specializing in concealed carry guns, ammo, and training. You can get your Louisiana permit with us. Also a large selection of AR-15s, or if you are that build-it-yourself type of guy or gal, we have all the parts to build and customize your own AR-15. Glock, SIG, Taurus, Ruger. We have all the brands, both in the store or at LouisianaGunShop.com.
Not too far. You're marking a building. Hit him. Yeah, that's good.
That's a good shot. That's money. Yeah.